Grundle Granitebelly, senior curmudgeon of the North Ridge Caves and proud proprietor of the world's largest toenail collection, was having a very decent morning until the humans showed up. The sky was that particular gray-blue that matched Grundle's mood. The marmots were piping off-key somewhere down the slope, and the moist wind carried the fragrance of freshly overturned moss. Exactly the sort of conditions a mountain troll required for productive brooding. Grundle had stationed himself on his favorite slab, elbows on knees, chin in palm, perfecting a scowl that could curdle cider at 50 paces. Every few minutes, he practiced it against a reflective puddle, measured the wrinkle depth, and grunted in satisfaction. Then came the hikers. They were fluorescent. Their jackets screamed mango orange and nuclear teal, and their trekking poles clicked like angry crickets. They clambered onto the very slab Grundle favored, completely ignoring the wooden sign he had carved. Troll property. Trespassers will be eaten, especially those with trail mix. Because humans never read the fine print, they set up a tripod, fluffed their hair, and began taking selfies with the valley backdrop. Grundle cleared his throat. A polite warning rumble, really. No reaction. He tried again. Louder. A boulder halfway down the mountainside vibrated loose and tumbled in approval. But still the hikers kept posing. They cupped their hands into adorable hearts and shouted, "Summit Squad!" Politeness exhausted, Grundle rose to his full moss-tangled height. Granite skin, nose like a landslide, eyebrows so shaggy that snowshoe hairs regularly nested inside. He was a formidable sight. He lumbered behind the hikers, ready to unleash his patented, blood-curdling roar of eternal nightmares, when one of them pressed the shutter. Click, flash. "Oh my gosh!" squealed the mango-jacketed one, staring at her phone. "Did you guys see that photobomb? It's like a giant ogre thing!" "Ogre?" Grundle snapped. "Troll. There's a difference. Ogres smell worse." The hikers screamed. Poles flew, phones scattered, and in moments they were fleeing downhill, leaving behind a half-eaten protein bar and a lingering echo of "Ah!" Grundle pocketed the protein bar. Then, because the phone was still propped on the tripod, he squinted at the glowing rectangle. On the screen sat the group photo. 4 grinning humans in front, and directly behind them, towering and cross-eyed, Grundle, mouth half open, claws mid-wave, like a cranky uncle forced into a family Christmas card. A bright caption hovered, "Summit, Squad, Slays, the Mountain Magic." No filter, Grundle found himself oddly mesmerized. He zoomed in on his face. The scowl looked iconic, heroic even, but mostly it looked tired. He deleted the thought, stuffed the phone under a rock, and trudged back into his cave, believing that was the end of it. He had no clue that by dinner time, his ferocious mug would be plastered across every social platform from Hikegram to Troll Talk. A day later, a snow hare panted its way inside Grundle's cave. "Message for you," it gasped, "from the Bluebird Courier Network." Grundle accepted the tiny parchment. He squinted at the scrawled ink. "Dude, you're famous. Check the internet. Also, have you considered merch? Sir Reginald Raccoon, freelance marketer. What the blizzard is an internet?" Grundle muttered. The hare shrugged. "Some glowing pond where humans scream at each other. Sounds dreadful." "It is. Congratulations." The hare bolted, confused. Grundle trudged outside and fished out the abandoned phone. The battery still held a sliver of life. He poked the screen with a claw, and after several accidental selfies of his nostrils, located the hiker's original post. It had amassed 480,000 likes. Comments flew by. "OMG. His expression is the mood of 2023. Is this CGI? Plot twist. The mountain has Wi-Fi, and the troll is its influencer guardian. Someone find that legend and give him a brand deal. Brand deal? Grundle scratched his chin scales. Sounds itchy. Readers were demanding updates. Fan art had appeared. Watercolor Grundle sipping tea. Pixelated Grundle breakdancing. Crochet patterns for mini Grundle danglers. There was even a petition to rename the peak Troll-Face Bluff. None of this pleased the troll. It was hard enough scaring hikers when they thought you were mythical. Impossible if they arrived hoping for selfies and friendship bracelets. He considered trekking down to the nearest village and roaring until the Wi-Fi lines snapped, wherever Wi-Fi lines lived. But curiosity, that sneaky maggot, burrowed deeper. What if he took control of the story? Show humans the real him. Grisly, grumpy, glorious. Then maybe they'd run away faster. Thus, against every shred of ancestral wisdom, Grundle Granitebelly created an account. Username, Grumble in the jungle. Password. The asterisks he was told were essential. His first post was a simple portrait. Him glowering beside a cairn, captioned, "Get off my rock." 30 minutes later, 12,000 likes. He posted a second image, him holding the protein bar and scowling. Caption, "Found litter, ate it, crunchy." That hit 60,000 likes and birthed the hashtag #KSnackGoblin. Grundle tried harder. He uploaded a video tutorial on proper scowl maintenance. Tip: hydrate with mineral runoff, exfoliate with volcanic pumice. Overnight, followers tripled. Offers descended like locusts. Mountaintop granola brand. We'd love the troll stamp of approval on our new flavor, Boulder Berry Burst. Eco-friendly deodorant line. Campaign slogan, "Stay fresh, even under a bridge." Interested. A high-end fashion house proposed a limited edition, shabby chic trollwear collection featuring pre-muddy trousers. Grundle ignored them. He was too busy reading comments such as "Protect this precious grump" and "I want him to squash me like a grape, LOL." Humans, he concluded, were deeply unwell. Yet the more he posted, the more they arrived. Pilgrims of content, hoping for a cameo. Grundle couldn't take 3 steps without someone squealing, "Do the roar! My reels need it." The once peaceful ridge now resembled a neon anthill of influencers, armed with ring lights and collapsible stools. Grundle installed deterrents. He repositioned boulders into a maze, painted misleading arrows, and trained local goats to bleat profanities on command. Still, tourists snuck through, waving brand new maps titled Grundle's Secret Cave. Swipe up for GPS. One evening, after chasing away a group live streaming a glow-stick dance party, Grundle collapsed beside its reflective puddle. He gazed at his own stony face and saw bags under his eyes large enough to store winter hay. He missed solitude, the sweet symphony of nobody. Something had to change. Enter Flora McKay, wildlife documentary filmmaker turned social media strategist. She arrived wearing khaki, a headset, and an expression of caffeinated optimism. She'd hiked 8 miles, waded through a patch of troll-placed poison ivy, and still emerged beaming. "Mr. Granitebelly," she chirped, handing him a laminated card. "I'm Flora, founder of Mythic Media Management. You, sir, are a sensation, but your brand lacks direction." "My brand is scaring people until they soil their fancy pants," Grundle growled. "Exactly," Flora agreed, scribbling notes. "Authenticity, relatability. We'll monetize that terror. Picture this. Fear you can trust. TM." Grundle blinked. "Is it contagious?" "Contagious, clickable, convertible. Let's start with partnerships that align with your core values. For example, eco-friendliness. You eat litter. Perfect. Also, wellness retreats. People pay thousands to unplug in caves now. You're sitting on prime real estate. Humans want a vacation in my cave? Desperately. Grundle envisioned pastel-clad yoga enthusiasts chanting Sweet Om while dripping candle wax on his stalagmites. He shuddered so hard a bat fell off the ceiling. Maybe not the retreat, Flora conceded, but the litter angle is gold. Litter, rage troll, we organize a mountain cleanup. You roar at trash, humans pick it up, everyone wins. To Grundle's surprise, that sparked a warm twinge. Protecting the mountain mattered. He'd spent centuries pruning invasive shrubs with his claws and scolding marmots for irresponsible pellet disposal. If he could trick humans into helping, well, perhaps the internet wasn't entirely useless. Fine, he rumbled, but on my terms. No spa music, no scented candles, and absolutely no goat yoga. Deal, said Flora, already dialing. The Great Grumble Pickup, as Flora branded it, launched 2 weeks later. Volunteers registered through an app, Troll Patrol. They received digital waivers, risk of minor roar-induced heart failure, a printable map, and strict instructions. Wear earth tones, bring biodegradable bags, and do not request selfies during active roaring. On event day, 600 fans trekked up carrying compostable gloves. Grundle rose atop a boulder like an angry gargoyle at sunrise. Humans! He bellowed. Your trash offends my mountain! Retrieve it or rue this day! The crowd erupted in delighted squeals. Phones filmed furiously, but they obeyed. Under Grundle's stern supervision, plastic bottles, energy gel wrappers, and rogue confetti were bagged and carted away. By afternoon, the slopes gleamed. Local news outlets covered it. Headlines sang, fearsome troll hosts, wholesome cleanup, internet falls in love. Donations poured into reforestation programs. Grundle's follower count rocketed past 3 million. For the first time in centuries, the troll felt pride. A gnawing, suspicious pride, but pride nonetheless. Night fell. A council of mountain creatures assembled in Grundle's cave. Representatives of owls, lynxes, dryads, and one disgruntled gnome wearing an acorn as a helmet. You've stirred the humans too much, hooted Elder Owl. Their drones harass our nests. They talk about installing Wi-Fi boosters, hissed the lynx. Wi-Fi boosters! Grundle winced. Where would they stick them? Everywhere. Trees, rocks, my backside, grumbled the gnome. The dryad's bark knuckles cracked. If this continues, the mountain won't remember silence. Grundle's newfound pride curdled. He'd wanted to protect the ridge, not turn it into a theme park. But pulling the plug seemed impossible. Once humans sniffed clout, they swarmed like midges. Flora appeared, tablet glowing. Great meeting, everyone. Tomorrow we announce Grundle's exclusive NFT collection. No, said Grundle. Flora froze. I'm sorry. No to NFTs, no to goat yoga, no to any scheme that increases foot traffic. But your engagement rate. Engage this! He slammed a fist so hard the tablet cracked. Flora squeaked. Silence. Leave us, Grundle told her gently. She gathered her marketing paraphernalia and tiptoed out, muttering something about brand misalignment. The council eyed Grundle. I will fix this. The troll vowed. Give me 1 fortnight. 2 weeks later, Grumble in the Jungle posted a black square. Caption. Offline till the mountain heals. If you love me, stay home, plant a tree, and touch grass far away from here, or I will yeet you into the sun. Humans panicked. Comment sections exploded. Is the troll okay? I'd rather die than disappoint Daddy Grumble. Petitions surfaced, urging the government to declare the ridge a protected zone. Influencers cried live on camera, vowing never again to chase clout at the expense of nature. Surprisingly, many listened. Visitor numbers plummeted. The ridge breathed easier. Birds nested. Marmots married. And Grundle enjoyed long afternoons, perfecting new scowls without unexpected ukulele serenades. His account, however, didn't die. Instead, it transformed. Once a week, he uploaded educational segments filmed by a discreet raven. Topics like 7 types of lichen that taste like despair and proper etiquette for sharing a waterfall with a selkie. Comments remained high, yet the message was clear. Respect the mountain from afar. Sponsors adapted. A seed company offered to mail wildflower packets to followers who pledged to rewild their yards. A composting startup funded a series called Dirt Talk with Grundle. These were partnerships the council endorsed. Flora returned, humbler, bearing reusable notebooks instead of neon merch proposals. She and Grundle formed a new pact: digital influence, zero on-site exploitation. Together they crafted guidelines for responsible mythic creature content. No flash photography on mountain peaks, no summoning rituals during nesting season, and absolutely no hashtags that rhymed with YOLO. Gradually balance settled. Several seasons passed. One crisp dawn, Grundle sat on his slab, mug of hot pine sap tea steaming. Flora joined him, unfurling analytics on a stone tablet because electronics were now banned above treeline. Your latest Dirt Talk hit 8.2 million views, she reported. And the Wildflower Initiative planted 200 acres. He grunted, but his rocky cheeks warmed. Humans can be useful maggots. Maggots with credit cards. Flora grinned. Speaking of, Patagonia wants you to model their new sustainable poncho. Photo shoot happens remotely, no travel required. Thoughts? Grundle sipped tea. Tell them I'd rather swallow a porcupine. But they can send ponchos for the goats. They're tired of the rain. Done. A hawk cried overhead. Wind rustled through spruce. For once, no click of selfie sticks fractured the air. You know, Flora said, you might be the first influencer to make followers go away and still influence them. Grundle considered that. Maybe the mountain needed a mouth, even a grumpy one. He opened his own vast mouth in a yawn. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must conduct the annual screech of territorial superiority. Mind if I record? Audio only. Knock yourself out. Flora raised a microphone carved from a hollow reed. Grundle inhaled and unleashed a roar so profound that clouds momentarily reversed direction. Later, when the clip hit the web, people played it as white noise for better sleep. Others used it as a reminder to take breaks from their screens and step outside, preferably not onto Grundle's Ridge. The end of the beginning. Because legends are loops, and algorithms never sleep. But whenever a new hiker contemplates climbing North Ridge to capture the perfect viral shot, they now encounter a polite digital pop-up. Warning! Area protected by troll! Proceed only if you enjoy being yeeted into the sun. Most decide to turn back, plant a tree, and scroll Grundle's feed instead, finding there a weekly reminder that sometimes the best picture is the one you never take. And the greatest influencer might just be a shaggy, gravel-voiced guardian who discovered social media by accident, used it on purpose, and still prefers a quiet day perfecting his scowl beside a reflective puddle